when you tell everyone you're going to do a season review next week, and then the next week there's no podcast, but the week after that there's a podcast. It's time to look at league a week after you said you were gonna.
LOYG.
Yes, what's to go? Look at league. Stu here. Dave there.
Hi.
Ben there.
Hello.
We apologise, but we're busy people, so deal with it and deal with it fast because we're snappy individuals.
Right. Have you dealt with it? Good.
Snappy.
Missing rugby league yet? I know we had a pretty good international game or two on the weekend, but itching for next season already.
Yeah. I even missed team lists. It was Tuesday and the team list. Well, international team list came out. That was interesting. Just doesn't fill the void.
Well, this afternoon, for a little bit of rugby league, October rugby league, I was on the Instagrams and saw one specific highlight from the Ashes in 2002, I believe it was. It was the kickoff where Adrian Morley
got sent off.
smashed Robbie Kearns and got sent off within 2 seconds.
Yep.
That's, so that was good. That filled my cup. Poor old Robbie Kearns. He's probably his ears are still ringing.
Yeah.
Is that the last time he played? I don't remember him playing again after that.
Oh, that's an
I
interesting
think
question.
he thinks he's still playing.
True.
He hasn't quite come around
He's had
yet.
some real moments, hasn't he? No one thought of Robbie Kearns for a while. He fell off a horse. He got axed in the first 2 seconds of an Ashes test. Not sure what else he did.
Not on the same day.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, we said we're going to look at the season and just give a few thoughts on each team, what they did well, and what they need to look at for next year. And in the interest of this not going for 2 hours, we should probably just crack on with it.
Yeah.
Despite the fact there's probably 20 minutes discussion in what the hell's going on with that Jonah Pezzett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 year at the Eels, multiple years at the Broncos thing. Let's worry about that another time.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
I'm just floating it so people can scratch
I
their
just
heads.
find it really weird that their coach would sign 5/8 to fill in for 1 year when he had Dylan Brown and didn't want to play him for 1 year.
Who?
Anyway, sorry. Don't
Okay,
get
so
bogged down.
the question will be, when we get to this point next year, is who is available the year after to fill that void?
Must be filling a seat for someone who's not ready yet.
Well, the conspiracy theories are out already. Riles being an old Storm boy, maybe he's doing Storm a favour, taking Pezzett off their books for a year.
What does he get for that?
What does he get for it? Storm chumminess. I don't know.
But he already had that extra Storm chumminess.
But I'd say the only thing that makes sense to me is that Joash, maybe they don't want Joash just to think he's a lock-in. They want to have a bit of competition for that number 6 spot to get the best out of both of them, maybe. That's the only thing that makes sense.
That's a good-ass kicking game, though.
Pezzett
and Moses.
Yeah.
All right. Season review. Do you want to go?
Let's go bottom to the top.
I was going to say front to back or back to front, but is that a bit personal? Or? All right, bottom to top. Okay. Let me get up the old how the NRL ladder ended up. And I'm not going to do it in finals order. I'm going to do it in minor prem order.
Right. And what do you want? You want a positive point and something to work on point?
Yeah. Like if you were coach, what would you be happy about, and what would you be working on most over the off season?
Yeah.
So obviously, Knights got that wooden spoon. They're on 18 points, same number of points as the Titans, but there was a bit over 100 points difference between the two. So yeah, the Knights. diabolical year, you would probably say.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can't get past the moment of Adam O'Brien hooking into his own fans, the loyalist fans in the league,
Mm-hmm.
filling the stadium when the Knights were putting out poo week after week.
Year after year.
The fans were still coming.
Yeah.
So, and to have even the slightest pop at them
So
was
what's
a very memorable point of the year for me.
absolutely? So my question to you both is: what is more diabolical, that the defensive record for the year, or Adam O'Brien's commentary?
Well, the defense wasn't so as bad as the attack. They just could not score points.
True.
They're the worst. Yeah, the worst attack in the
AOB
league.
chirping at the crowd, at their own fans, is the most diabolical.
Correct.
Question.
And they've solved that problem.
Especially since, is AOB not now the attack coach for the Bulldogs next year?
Oh, geez, like far.
It is
out.
attack, right?
Yeah.
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 Look, on a positive note, I think the Fletchers would definitely be my positive
Yeah.
for the Knights for sure.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The rise of the mullets. Fletchers and mullets, they're both Fletchers, they're both mullets, and they both came from pretty much obscurity. Fletcher Sharp had a bit of profile end of last year, I think, didn't he? But yeah, amazing and horrendous injury to curtail his year. But if I don't actually think, I don't know if injuries can ever be blessings, but not being a part of that shambles for the rest of that year is probably a good thing for his long-term mental state.
Good point. That's a good point. So Holbrook's confirmed as a new coach.
Yeah.
He's an attacking coach, right?
Yeah.
That's good for Ponga and Brown and the Fletchers.
What I'm more excited about, Holbrook's great. I don't mind that signing at all. Danny Badiris as assistant coach.
Bring some
That's the
Steel City heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big thumbs up right there.
Yeah. And it'll keep Andrew Johns happy, so he won't sook in the media about what the Knights are doing. All right. So yeah, Dave, we've both gone Fletchers as the positive for the Knights.
Oh, positive. The one thing I wrote down is not many letters. It said AOB finally gone. That was my positive.
Well, the thing is, like, didn't he make the finals 4 out of 6 years?
Okay.
Though? I know. It's just it's a hard stat to reconcile because we've already got in our heads that he's not good.
Well, he's not.
But 4 out of 6 is a good stat.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And isn't it interesting that I know we're talking about this year gone, but the positive isn't the $13 million man signing. You know, that's not.
No, I've got that down as a thing to work on. Like Ponga and Brown's contracts. Are they anchors or are they something that you can build a team around?
There's a story every month that Ponga's leaving. I don't think you can build a team around that. And
Dylan Brown looked pretty good for New Zealand.
Yeah, it was okay. But I haven't heard anything about get out clauses in Dylan Brown's contract, player options or club options and the like. They must be there. 10 years with no parole is
it's a long time.
Pretty heckers, right?
Yeah, he hasn't played a game yet. See what happens.
All right. The difficulty with these lower teams.
Yep.
We don't want to go on too long about what they have to work on, but just focus on one thing. What do the Knights need to work on most over the off-season?
They've got to find a new identity and a new style.
I was going to be more specific.
I mean,
just say that they need to find a way to score points.
I mean, their identity is still Knights in Newcastle, but I mean, as a playing squad, a style. Mm-hmm. They've got to decide who the main man's going to be too. And
so many questions. Who's
going to play fullback?
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot to work on.
I have heard arguments that the Knights will be better off actually trying to offload Ponga.
But then where
Getting Fletcher Sharp back there, Dylan Brown being a 6, and then trying to get an actual halfback to play halfback, even though they had one called Jackson Hastings.
anyway,
Yeah. I have nothing to say about Jackson Hastings.
The thing they need to work on, in my opinion, work out that halves situation, obviously, but that's been the issue for the last 2 seasons as well. And I don't know. They need some. What's happening in the forwards now? Leo Thompson's going. You got one Saifidi.
Kai Pearce-Paul and a Saifidi are gone as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you got Frizz and a Saifidi.
Old man Frizz.
Maybe Adam Elliott, but I don't even know that he's much of a player these days anyway. To be not to be nasty, but anyway. Yeah. Bit to work on for the Knights. The old Titianos, the team I was going on about all year and how good they are and how much they're going to win, finished the season on 18 points in 16th position. Their coach, Desi, got the chop as well. Yeah. Look like losing a few players. Foz is retired. Cam Pereira's going to the Warriors. Thoughts on a good and a bad for the Titans, please, fellows?
Forward retiring is a good and a bad thing. It gives them one less question to figure out who plays 7 and 1. But it's who they need to find a new leader to lead the team, especially with question marks over Tino.
Yes. So where does Brimson play?
Well, I think previously he's been happy to slot in at centre, but I think he actually isn't now. I think he's come out and said he's not happy to be a centre.
I don't think he's most effective in that spot.
No, but I think fullbacks can be effective as roaming centres, Tommy Turbo style, Laddie Mitchell style, Hammer style. But I don't know that AJ's that kind of player.
Mm.
I don't think he's got, I don't know, yeah. He's just a bit of a Mick Hancock style, scat running, bouncing off players, whatever happens kind of.
Kick it out in the tackle.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. New coach Josh Hannay, it'll be very interesting to see what he does with those halves because Jaden Campbell at 7 and Brimo at 6 seemed a Desi invention. So
I think one positive is that, we've been on about this all season, but they've just got so many fullbacks to choose from that that's a real positive, I feel. You can't have too many fullbacks.
I can understand why they wanted, just on a purely individual player talent level, Kinney, Brimo, Campbell.
Yeah, got to find a
why
spot
they
for
also re-signed De Groot, I'm very confused about. But, man, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'd like it, but I actually think Brimo would be a really good 14 impact player coming on with that.
Pretty high caliber player to have the back of that standard on the bench, though.
No, I know that. Yeah, that's the only thing. But I don't know that they work together as 167 Kinney, Brimo, and Campbell.
What do you guys think about this as both a positive and a negative in the fact that the Titans were so much fun? I found them really enjoyable to watch. But when you're giving up 30 points a game, you're not really going to win. It's going to be fun to watch because they could score points as well. But
it's also unknown with Hannay, right?
But it could be like Hannay might just give them that tough, heavy preseason to give them that steely edge in defence, and then all of a sudden they know how to attack. If they can hold the defence, then they might be super competitive, which is what Stu was waiting for all year.
Do you put any stock in this rumour that Bellamy's considering going up there for a year or two?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
How is that contract, though, that is apparently Hannay signed where you're head coach unless Bellamy turns up and then you have to be an assistant coach? He probably signed that going, what are the chances of Bellamy coming up here to this shithole?
I think Bellamy at his age is probably more likely to go into like a director sort of role than a head coach role anyway.
I don't know, man.
But
Do you reckon?
And then how could he be hands off?
How could he be hands off? How could you give up that rush of being in the coach's box going mental every week?
Spraying it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what do the Titans need to work on? Halves.
Yes.
Is that the main one?
Yeah, team selection.
Team selection.
Yeah. And do what you can to keep Tino, even though who knows. All right. Dragiones, 15. Like, I 15 they landed Dragons. They always felt like they were up around the 11-12 mark all season, then suddenly at the end they were 15.
Yeah. That's not a fair reflection of the... I mean, they were really cruel with injuries this year too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they blooded another gun back row. I can't even remember any of their names at the top of my head. But
Stuart, Egan.
Yep.
The Couchies.
Yep. And they look great, and then they get injured. Bring up the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know if Gutho's the... They need a big gun half to step up because Gutho can't do it all from the fullback spot.
Right.
He's getting too old.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that President's or Prime Minister's 13, 5'8", Kyle Flanagan is not the man?
Yeah, he's got to continue the trajectory and just kick on and become the great man.
Okay.
Whether he can or not, we'll see.
Well, yeah. And I don't see Shane Flanagan backing down from this thing of Kyle's the halfback. Because, I don't know, I think Kyle ran that very thin edge all year of being just okay enough to not be obvious that he should be dropped.
If he had been playing off, Moses or Cleary or Dearden, he would have been great. Perfect foil. But he didn't have that. He had King Julian. What's his name?
King Julian.
Yeah.
Yes. And I read today that they reckon they're going to make a play for Metcalf as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, he really does fit their injury mold.
So what's a positive for the Dragons? They would have done better without injuries.
Yeah, the positive is every time they brought the next man up, he looked at home in first grade.
Yeah,
that's the positive, and they'll all be better. They're all going to be better for the experience, which means they've just created squad depth.
The young fellas were not overawed, it seemed, which is great. Yeah, that's a great point. Mr. Wigman?
Look, to be perfectly honest, I gave the Dragons zero thought. I really did. Like, it was like they were blocked out of my thought process. Yeah. I just didn't find, there was nothing that held me.
Is that just rivalry?
No,
Derby rivalry?
I don't think so. I just think that they were...
Personal for our friend Matt, is it?
Yeah. I have nothing to add or take away from the Dragons.
Right.
I have nothing.
Well, I think to work on, just their attack always looked fairly clunky. Whenever I watch them this season,
like they need a premium half.
Look,
sorry,
I'll take that back. It's Sewer, right? The back rower.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was, when I did watch the Dragons, he was powerful. Like he looked like he was probably the thing that stood out most for me for the Dragons. So I would say he was probably the biggest positive.
Yeah. I don't know where they're going to get a halfback from, though. That's the problem. DCE would be the only one that would make sense for a year or two.
That would really make sense.
Yeah. But who the hell knows what's going on there? Rabbitohs finished on 24 points. They were in 14th spot. Absolutely. You talk about the Dragons having injuries. Rabbitohs were putting out Harold Matt sides at some point. They were just complete unknowns.
Wayne had them competitive every week. I don't remember them getting like going through
Trolleyed.
phases of getting full logged. Yeah.
No, that's right. Sorry, Dave, are you a long way from your mic? You're sounding fairly soft.
How's that?
Yeah, better. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess the positive is when they've got a team back next year of people and we actually know who they are and we know their names and we recognise them as rugby league players we've seen before, then they have a real chance of going from 14 to top 8, in my opinion.
Well, they were almost thereabouts this year. Like at times, it felt like that. It was when Kalormatangi went down. That was when it really fell apart for him.
Yeah.
Because he was on a tear. Like, he was almost the forward of the comp at one stage.
Right.
How do you reckon they feel? Rabbits fans and management felt seeing Madge and Reynolds having their success.
Yes.
Thumbs down.
Yes. Yeah.
And looking across at Lewis Dodd.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
He's still waiting in the airport.
Oh, poor bloke.
I think
He got Alfred by Bennett the first time as well. You're the pommy bloke, are you? Oh, Jesus. What a way to start. I think, obviously injuries mean that the positive is keep these people on the park and they're going to be a threat. What to work on? What's their best combo? Like, how do they fit Jai Gray and Latrell Mitchell in?
Jai Gray,
And
Latrell
what's
Mitchell,
their best combo?
White and Cody Walker. A combo with all of them.
Humphreys?
Yeah.
How they all need to be in there. What's the best combo for them all, I think, is what they need to work on. He's done it at times this year. Can Latrell Mitchell decide he's back to being a centre for the good of the team, or what? Because there was some stat that when he was at Roosters playing centre, he was playing 20 plus games every season, and since being at South, hasn't got over 20 per season. It's always been low teens.
Pretty sure he was younger when he was at the Roosters as well, though.
Yes, but also, like, I understand that, but also, like, he's maybe not physically suited
Just been a smart
as well.
ass.
Apart from Tommy Turbo, how many fullbacks do you see the size of Latrell Mitchell?
not many anymore.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
So I just think it's not maybe suited to him. He is called out of position a fair bit.
Well, I think the positive is the continued rise of Jai Gray.
Yeah.
As just a gun, like an absolute gun.
Yep.
And, I think
there's too much concern about what number you have on your back sticking to that role all the time. There's no reason why you can't just flip it around to suit certain conditions. You know, maybe just sometimes they swap it around. Jai Gray at the back, Laddie Mitts in the line, and then swap it around for different scenarios. There's no reason you have to stick to your number necessarily all the time.
The way the Bulldogs worked it with Stephen Crichton when they had their injury issues, centre and fullback,
So yes, what's the best combos is my thing for Rabbitohs, what they need to work on. Anything else?
Strength and conditioning.
Yeah, well, what's causing the injuries? Yeah.
Agreed.
Find that out.
Agreed.
All right, Tigers 13. They finished on equal points with the Rabbits 13. That's a good jump for the Tigers from Wooden Spoon. Thoughts? How did Benji go this year, fellas?
He earned more respect in the back end of the season with me, like the back half of the year. Like, they had as always, they had another tough year with drama with the Galvin stuff. But I think they handled it a lot better this year.
Rallied the troops.
Yeah, galvanizing. Yeah, very good.
Hey. But also a distraction,
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that in an ideal situation, and But I suppose, I mean,
Are they finally settled?
Well, I think
Like, there's no more, like,
that's
I
a
want to
good
get
question,
out
Dave.
players, right?
No, I think they've got the people there that they want there, and I think Luai has taken on a big role, like a really big role in that space.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest positive, is that not only have they brought in, they've consistently brought in new players that actually want to be there, but they've all rallied together and have actually shown the ability to play really good rugby league.
Yeah.
It's just the consistency piece now. Like, that's what they've got to work on.
It might be just a media thing, but I have thought of one that I've read a few times. There's whispers about Buller looking to leave,
Oh, really?
which would really suck if that's
Oh my God.
Stu, we're just
Well, they need to
talking.
work on that.
We're just talking about maybe, hopefully, the Tigers are finally settled and there's no players are now wanting to leave and they're looking happy. Like Ben was talking about how, like, Jerome's really instilled that we're here, we're together, we really want to do this. But I'd read that perhaps Buller, his manager's looking elsewhere.
that's fine. That he doesn't he get 900K either next year or the year after if he stays.
So he's chewing up that much cap that it might
he
not be the
he
end of the world
doesn't-
for the Tigers.
He's not worth 900K.
Not when they've got Tito that can just flip back to fullback and that'd be fine.
Or Dewey, to be perfectly
Yeah,
honest.
they've still got him, haven't they?
Yeah. Dewey. Should we move on to Cowboys?
Let's.
Cowboys.
Positive for the Cowboys for me this year is that Dearden stepped up as a proper premium level half.
Yeah. Purdue, I guess, increasing his
Yep.
his
He's only young.
stature, very young. I mean, they've offloaded Duffy,
Right.
so they must think that he's on the right track with development, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Drinky just did Drinky things.
Yeah.
And then, I guess it's just the forwards maybe that's the worry for me.
Well,
Yeah.
McLean's retired and Tom Malolo's another year older.
Has Bateman gone?
Yes.
Has he?
He's gone back to England, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. All right. So, so that just kind of leaves, there's Nanai there, obviously, who's hot and cold.
Did they get rid of Robert Derby? I think they need to. I think that's something they need to work on.
Yeah. And then, like, is Helam Lukey back? Like,
of course. Yeah.
When is he back?
I forgot about him.
They need, they need some dudes to really step up in the forwards. And Reid Marnie, I don't know. I'm interested to see how he goes there.
That's my work on point is that switching out Robson for Marnie, it's going to change their style. It has to.
Mm.
It's very different stuff. Like Marnie's more of a delivery guy, so that could help open up the back line and
Well, it gets Dearden the ball quicker.
Dearden and Drinky get more early balls. Probably a good thing for the balance of that side.
And would you say that if it wasn't for Reece Walsh and his back end of the season, that Dearden would probably be the best player, above the border?
Katoa? Or do you mean from above the border?
From
or
just
out of club above
the border.
Katoa, maybe. Or Herbie.
Herbie's a good shout.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, good, isn't he?
Okay, we haven't even gotten to the Dolphins yet.
Yeah, let's not ask broad questions just yet. Let's laser focus.
Sorry.
So what to work on, Cowboys? They just need some starch in the forwards.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
They absolutely do because I think their coach is probably most under pressure going into next season.
Yeah, that's fair enough
Yep.
too. That is fair enough.
Yeah, agree with all of that.
Well, Flanagan's not. He's signed on for a couple of years. Wayne Bennett's not. They're the teams that are down the lower end of the ladder. And Yeah, the next team, the Eels. Rolls isn't under pressure.
No,
They finished 11.
he's buddies with the Melbourne Storm. He'll be fine.
So, very good year, I think, for them compared to where it looked like they were going to be in the first bit of the season, I think.
I think Royals managed to complete a rebuild within a season.
That's how it seems, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And when Moses came back, that just accelerated the progress of that because he is some player.
Yes.
Bloody oath.
But looking like
which makes you wonder.
Lomax might be gone though now.
Yeah. Does make you wonder where the Eels might have got to if Moses was on the park most of the year.
True.
How many points out of the 8 were they?
Well, they finished on 26 and the Roosters were 32, so 6.
Yeah, okay. So it's still a ways.
But still, the way they played that back end of the season when he came back, who's to say if he'd have played another 7 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's to say they wouldn't have won 4 of them?
Yeah.
So I think the positive is just how many players at once were developing into their potential. I think, obviously you can only do so much in terms of developing players. You need some luck in terms of them responding to the development and hitting form and all that sort of thing. So we know Iongi did, we know Joash did, Fox had a fantastic year. The forwards, to some degree, I think, were going pretty well. That might be the weakness, I think, and what needs to be worked on next year because the backs are humming along nicely.
Yeah, but all their star forwards, being Madison, Bryce Cartwright, Lane, were all put out. Like the coach said, "No, you're not for me. You're out." And they're their big ticket forwards, so they will be replaced at some point.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of thinking about Hopgood more than anything else because he had a very down year, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you completely change the style of a team, sometimes that player can't adapt. And he has to adapt his game style or leave.
Yeah, well, he's got a preseason to work, I guess. Yeah. All right. Anything else that the Eels should work on for next season?
I think they're right. They just need to get those couple of forwards. And they're going to be very good, I think.
Yeah, they started to figure some stuff out at the back end of the season. And I just, my biggest positive is Iongi.
Yeah, you love bloody
I do. I love him. I reckon he's unreal.
All right. The Eagles finished 4 points above them on 10. Hot and cold season. Hot and cold season. Yeah. They I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but they had a real season of defeating big dogs that they shouldn't have beat and then just not turning up for
They beat Melbourne, Penrith and Canberra.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there you go. But then didn't really turn up for games against lower teams.
Correct.
Is that am I remembering that right?
Yep.
You talk about distractions. How about your captain and a decade-long player saying, I'm not going to be here next year. So do with that what you will.
But they roll into next year, not just their captain and decade, like then both Trbojeviches and the coach all under a cloud.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's there's no silver lining. It looks worse. It looks even bleaker ahead.
I just do not understand the Seabold thing.
As a coach?
I don't know where there's been enough success to justify continually getting work.
Agreed.
Is it? I obviously he knows more about league than me, but what is it? Some sort of is it a politics thing? Is it a mates thing?
Well, he's got the right manager.
Yeah,
but he is the Luke Brooks of coaching. He's
Interesting.
always like he's been living off potential for a decade.
He's there and thereabouts.
I just like, but would you really, really kind of forsake the, your club's fortunes for the sake of keeping a manager on side? I mean, the Trebojevic is a jack of the place. They're the most club loyal players you could possibly imagine in the league. And, they did some weird thing with Tommy where they offered him one thing and then when the paperwork came through, it was lower.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's just bizarre. So, things to work on for Manly.
Everything.
Don't dick your main players around for one.
Yeah. Yeah, don't dick the guy that makes the biggest difference to your win percentage.
Right.
Every year.
And can you buy some forwards, please? Buy some forwards. They're trying to offload Nathan Brown, Paseka.
No, they got it.
Is it Sipley or Paseka that's gone?
Oh, they need both of them. I hope they haven't lost one.
No, one's going.
Oh, dear.
I'm sure of it. Anyway, I don't know if they've re-signed Matt Lodge or Takiaho, but
They'll find another over 35 in the Super League somewhere.
I was going to say, everyone sound a bit old. So they need forwards very desperately.
All right.
Olakuatu can't just run through everybody.
Being that
himself.
down on this, this is my early tip for the spoon next 2026.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. I wonder what odds you'd get on that, Dave.
Oh, get on board.
Good ones, I reckon.
Get on board.
Anyway,
I mean, the Knights are still in the league.
Knights or Dragons for me.
No way. I would.
What do you mean?
Can I double down on the Raiders?
Which one's no way?
I would bet anything that the Dragons finish above the Sea Eagles next year.
Okay.
We'll take that offline.
Okay. Number 9, Dolphins. Finished on 30, equal points with the Sea Eagles. They were about 100 in points difference ahead. And also fairly injury ravaged, but were able to make more of it than the Rabbitohs.
Oh, like they're... and I think there's a lot of positives for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fact that they had their 27th string forward pack still showing up every week and doing a job.
That's roster management, though, as much as the players doing well at their jobs.
Their depth was built so well and they needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how often have you thought about Flegler this year?
None times.
Flegler's a, state of origin. Has he played for us? I think he has.
Yeah, I think so.
Flegler? Yeah. He barely gets thought about, the fact that he's missing from the Dolphins all year. I just think they've done so well, and they're one game out of the 8. If they didn't have all those injuries, I mean, you can't keep saying if, because
that's everyone.
The ifs are what made things happen. But God, they got close for an injury ravaged side.
Sure did.
And so they are a longer shot, but worth a bit of money for top 4 next year if they can keep everyone on the park.
Yeah, it'll be hard for Katoa and Herbie to kick up another level from where they were this year. They were so good.
Yeah.
But even if they were...
But they don't need to kick up if they've got actually the full proper team around them.
To enhance the entire team, yeah. The one little negative, though, is that what we talked about, that supreme depth and experience that Wayne built that team with and they launched, a lot of it is leaving in the forwards, like Bromwich and Kerr and Nichols. They're all
yes, that's true. But had they all the young'uns have been around them.
Yeah, we've now had 3 years and they've got the experience now. So they're
passed on enough, hopefully.
You would hope. And they've got Cobbo being added to the squad.
Bloody hell.
What about that back line next year?
Where does he fit?
Where's he fit? On
one of the wings.
With Asako, because you've got to keep Asako even for kicking alone.
Poor old
And
Bostock.
then
You put the hammer in the centers, right?
Hammer's got to go to center. You can't leave Trey Fuller out. So the same issue with South, Jai Gray and Latrell Mitchell. You've got to put Hammer there, not because he's necessarily not as good a fullback.
He might be a better fullback, but Fuller can't play anywhere else.
That's
And
right.
they need to both be
Hammer's
in
a
the
good center
Yeah.
anyway. And again, same deal as I said with South. If Hammer wants to roam about and play a little bit of fullback from time to time during the game, so what? Who cares? That's fine.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Herbie and Hammer centers combo.
Well, where's Avarillo go?
Bench.
Avarillo and Bostock.
Bostock's got to play Resi. Sorry, Bostock. Avarillo is a pretty decent bench option.
That's a great 14.
Yeah, because he can
Yeah.
play a little dummy half if you need him to as well
He
as
can
the
play a bit of
halves.
dummy half, but then Kurt Donahue
Yeah,
is also
Sorry.
playing 14.
so's Plath.
Max Plath,
Plath
yeah.
as well.
They've got the 14 problem that the Titans have got with their fullbacks. We've got
Team
7
full of
14s.
That's the Dogs, I would say. They're a team full of 14s as well. All right. So I don't know what to say to work on for Dolphins, but just exactly
gotta
the same as South.
Fill that void
Keep
of experience.
your fellas
and
on the
swing
field.
Yep.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's the thing. I think it's about making sure that they can
Who
fill
steps up?
that role in the forwards, making sure that they've got
But not even just physically on the field who steps up, but like locker room style.
Yep.
Who's stepping up? Maybe Kafusi's still there. Maybe he does it for a bit, but yeah,
would have to be
They've
his
got-
last year next year, surely.
I'd say so. And that's where we'll leave part 1 of our season wrap up. Part 2 coming tomorrow. Bye. This is an Angry Chimp podcast.